Hey friends, my name is Kat Fuller, and I am so excited to see so many of you joining us here tonight. And what we're here for is we just want to share some amazing stories of transformation, of how we kind of fell into the business, and how all these people here, several people here will share their stories, and how much this blesses our lives. And we just thought it would be, we're not here to try to convince you to become a health coach. We just want to share with you our experiences and our stories. And we're so excited that you're all here today to just look at what we're doing and check us out. So our first story we're excited to hear is our dear friend, Jackie Grover. I'm going to unmute you, Jack.
Okay. Hey, everybody. So, I started the program 4 years ago. And, I just started as a client. I wanted to lose some weight, and I just wasn't happy where I was at physically. I had no idea what was in store for me. I had no idea about the opportunities that were about to become realities. As I lost 60 pounds in 5 months, and I have kept it off. As a matter of fact, I've leveled up a little bit here and there throughout the years. But I had referred a lot of clients to my coaches because of the success I was having that they were seeing. And my coaches kept giving me the opportunity to coach these people. And I just never thought of me being a health coach. It was that just sounded so weird to me. But I'm so grateful to Kat and John Fuller, my coaches, that they never gave up on me, and they believed in me, and they saw that I had the potential. And really, honestly, all you need is a heart to become a coach, and they teach you the rest. We work, it's like an apprenticeship. And anyway, they kept loving on me and kept showing me that basically I was coaching these friends and family that I was referring to them anyway. But they were getting paid for it. And that was okay with me. I mean, I was still having fun doing it, but I was starting to see the value in it and the fun. And actually, it was really helping me personally, like even level up even more from as a client, because I'm still a client. I will always be a client. Anyway, I just, I think back and I was like, I was only surviving, but I thought, you know what? No, I really wasn't even surviving. I was drowning. I was drowning in my health, just all the way around with my finances, my health, my mindset. I wasn't even surviving. I was drowning. And I went from drowning to surviving to thriving. And I'm not just talking about thriving with even just money anymore, or even my health, but thriving with hope and opportunity. And now, I mean, I've joined the real party. I mean, honestly, this is where the magic is. It just is amazing to watch others start thriving with their own personal health, their finances, their hope, and their opportunities. So anyway, I just am so grateful for this opportunity and this program, where I started in 4 years ago, last October. And I came in diet mode. And I quickly learned that there was so much more to this of getting healthy. And so anyway, that's just pretty much it in a nutshell.
I love your story, Jackie. And I wanted to just kind of ask you how coaching people, how you deciding to join the party, like how has that changed you personally?
Oh my gosh. I mean, of course, physically the program has helped me a ton with my health and finances, but honestly, up here with my mindset has been such an incredible change. I mean, I've always been a happy person, and I've always loved my life and loved my family and everything I was creating, but there was so much more out there. And looking back at how I handled situations in the past, by getting healthy with my mind and with so much personal development has helped me create such a positive life for me, but my whole family, and just bringing so many friends and family on board and watching them create. But it's such a healthy mindset. And that's what I love about the coaching. I mean, yes, in the program, I learned nutrition, and I was learning a healthy mindset in the program too. But as a coach, it just takes it to a whole nother level. And being able to bring people on board with you and watch them bring that into their lives too is just, seriously, that is living.
That is awesome. I love what you brought up about mindset. And one thing that we teach in Optavia, and a lot of you have had experience on this program and have been seeing success with either weight loss or some other form of success. One of the things we love to share with people is the trilogy of health. So I want John to talk about it.
So as coaches, we really have within our community of Optavia, it's not even about coaches. Within our community of Optavia, we create healthy bodies, healthy minds, and healthy finances. And it's almost like being a coach is the icing on the top that kind of brings these all together, because we can get better with our bodies with the program. We can work on our mindset with the program, but truly through coaching, we, as Jackie was talking about, we improve our mindset, but also we're able then to add an element of not just adding some additional income from coaching, but really truly understanding how coaching and everything ties in together. Does that make sense? So it's creating optimal health is what we call it, where you have that trilogy of health: healthy body, healthy mind, healthy finances. And, just really being able to bless a lot of people's lives and help a lot of people.
Santa Claus just came to our house, as you probably heard, our ring doorbell and then chime.
Real life right there.
Real life. You can do this with a lot going on, which I'm actually kind of laughing that happened, because our next person that we want to introduce has one of the busiest lives of anyone I know. And I'm excited for us to hear Tammy's story. She joined us a little while ago too, and we'd love to hear your story, Tammy.
Okay, well, I've been on the program for 2 years and 6 months. I lost 35 pounds in about 3.5 months. And the last 5 pounds were accidental, so that's how easy this program is. I became a health coach after Jackie Grover, my health coach, kept pushing me along and nudging me, and I finally jumped on board because I saw all these people that were noticing the results I had, all of my friends, and they wanted me to help them. And I thought, well, all right, this will give me another reason to spend time with my friends, right? So my clients are all my friends. People that I met through my friends that I didn't even know became my friends. So I really feel like I love people. I love to help people. I love to just pick up the phone and talk to my clients, especially if I'm having a down day or something. I call somebody, and next thing you know, I feel 10 times better, and they feel great that we've just had this great conversation. So anyways, I love helping people, and I really feel like this was what I was meant to do, because everything has kind of come along fairly easily, and I feel very blessed. The other thing is, I have a quote on my fridge that says, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. So I love what I do. So I feel like I'm never working. I feel like I play a lot. I visit with my friends a lot, and I make a lot of friends. So very social. I love that part of this career. Also, I love that I can work from anywhere. My husband and I have been traveling lately. Those that you know me, we bought a motorhome and we've been traveling, and I've been able to work from wherever we are. And I want to tell you, like, it's just so easy. My first client lived in Delaware, and I helped him from across the United States. And he lost 50 pounds in 3.5 months, and he has still kept it off. And that was two and a half years ago. So anyways, this is just a great job. It's great if you want freedom. It's great if you want to be able to work from around the pool, which is something Jackie taught me. You can do that. You can be working while you're basking in the sun. So a lot of great things. Plus the whole mindset. I mean, I thought that I was pretty cool and pretty all right, but man, I have really had some major growth in self-awareness, and it's all been through health coaching, through the workshops that we get to go to, through the convention we get to go to, all these fun things and all this education. I learn a lot of things thinking I'm going to help my clients with this information, and it helps me as well. So it's like linking arms, and you're helping someone else, but you're really helping yourself grow as well. So there you go. Hope that was
I love it, Tammy. And for those of you who don't know, Tammy, not only is she super social and fun, she runs like the whole community theater for her city, and like our music, like you are always doing like tons of music and theater, and then she also, how many head of cattle do you guys manage?
How much land do you have, and how many cattle do you
We
have?
have 600 head of cows, and we farm 2,500. We have 600 cows.
And 2,500 acres.
So we have a lot of cows.
You do have a lot of cows. And we got to,
yep, 2,500 acres.
yeah, so busy, but she fits it in, and I love that you can fit this into your life.
I just want to say something super quick too, because Kat and I, this is what we do. And there's a few people on, and we're going to hear from Jared in a minute. And I know that this is what he does, but then there's a lot of people that this is just something that they add into their lifestyle. So whether you want to add, a few hours a week to doing something like this, or you want to make it a primary source of income for you, that's available to anyone. So,
and one of the things before we hear from Jared, I want to share that one thing that Jackie brought up about having an apprenticeship and it being like an apprenticeship is when I became a coach. So I'll just share a quick version of our story. We lost 75 pounds between us just over 6 years ago. And I didn't start coaching until 5 years ago in a few weeks. So it took me a time to figure it out. And I often think, wow, I wonder how many more people I could have helped if I'd started earlier. But there's no regret. I know that we're doing the right thing in the right time. And I'm so grateful that when I decided that there were people that I knew I could help and they could live better lives than they were living and they could have hope, that I had people that I could lean on and say, hey, my client has this question and I have no idea what the answer is. I just started coaching. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. And we had the most amazing mentorship, and the model of, I never felt like I was alone on an island coaching my clients. I always had this whole support system behind me, and I'm so grateful for. So I would love to introduce our mentors and dear friends. One of my most favorite things about Optavia is my family that we've gained, the family we choose. And Jared is definitely part of that family. He's actually my brother that isn't my brother. So can you share your story?
Yeah, thanks guys. This is an awesome crew here tonight. Kat said at the beginning, she's like, we're not here to convince you to become a coach or anything like that. I'm here to convince you, right? Like, there is nothing that I've ever done in my life better than this. And the coolest thing is I've been able to do it with my wife. I've been able to make my very best friends in this whole world. I didn't even know Tammy. She was just some poop slinger out at working her farm and stuff. And I had met her, but I got to spend 3 or 4 hours on a plane back from St. Louis with her in front of me, and she was never looking forward. She was looking back at my wife and me the entire time. And we got off the plane, and there was probably 30 or 40 health coaches on that plane. And when we were walking to the baggage claim, all of these other coaches who knew us, they're like, who was that lady with the crazy laugh? She was so fun. And they're like, I'm like, you got to meet her. She's phenomenal. Yeah. So, you know, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but 70% of the suicides in our country are white Caucasian men. And I never attempted suicide or anything, but I thought about it on more than one occasion. Because 10 years ago, before we found Optavia, I was living a life of silent misery. I was raised by a man's man. I was taught to pull up my skirt, so to speak, and act like a man and just tough it out. And I wasn't, I was as far from happy as I could imagine. And I lettered in 4 sports in high school. I played college basketball. When I graduated from high school, I weighed 150 pounds. And when I went to college, they said, minimum, you have to be 180 pounds to step on the floor or you're just going to get beat up. So I learned how to eat to gain 30 pounds in about 6 months. And well, I tried to. I was eating 7,000 calories a day. And I gained 6 pounds in 6 months. And so I ended up being redshirted because they're like, we have to give you more time. We have to beef you up. And I ended up only redshirting that 1 year. And then I went and served a church service mission for a couple of years. And I came back and I decided just to finish my education. But I didn't unlearn how to eat. But I wasn't as active as I once was. I was still active. I was still exercising all the time. And then found this incredible woman and got married. And in about the next, 7 years, she and I got pregnant 3 times. I got pregnant with her. And I gained more weight than she did. So I found myself at 230 pounds. I was miserable. I didn't feel good about myself. I looked in the mirror and it wasn't me. I wasn't achieving things in my life like I did when I was younger. And even worse, we found ourselves in a horrible, horrible financial situation. A business that I had owned for 10 years, I had a couple of partners that stole our identities, and within a few months, we found ourselves in more than $100,000 of debt that we didn't incur, and we had nothing to show for it. We didn't have any toys that we could give back or sell or anything like that. And so my mother-in-law was kind of our angel. And not many people can say that about their mother-in-law, right? I still have a hard time giving my mother-in-law all this credit, but she deserves it. But about a year and a half before we joined Optavia, she had been trying to lose about 35 pounds. And she had yo-yoed for as long as I had been married to my wife, which was 10 years. And she found this program and she lost 35 pounds in 10 weeks. And we watched her for a year because we were like, oh, she's just on some crazy fad diet. But she kept it off for that whole year. And she was doing really well. And she was having a lot of fun coaching her clients. And so during that time, she kept asking me if I wanted to try the program. And I was like, no. I know everything there is to know about nutrition, and I know a lot about exercise and stuff. So I started doing it. I lost 25 pounds in 15 months. And then I had a really, really, really long plateau. And she and my father-in-law came out for the holidays, and she said, Jared, you want to give it a shot? I'm like, sure, I'll give it a shot. And so 25 pounds in 15 months. And then I started the program. I lost my last 25 pounds in 4.5 weeks. And I felt better than I had in more than 10 years. I felt better than I did when I was playing high school and college basketball. But just like Tammy and Jackie, I started referring a bunch of people to her. And in just a few weeks, she said, you know that these people that you sent to me, I'm making about $700 or $800 a month coaching them, but I'm not really coaching them because they won't return my phone calls. Sometimes they text me back and they're like, oh, I already talked to Amber and Jared. So she called us and she said, are you talking to them? Oh yeah, we're talking to them every day. They're our friends. They're people we go to church with. They're people that we go to the gym with. And she's like, oh, so you're coaching them. And we're like, yeah, we're kind of coaching them. And she's like, and you're coaching them for free. Would you like to keep doing the same thing that you're doing now, but get paid for it? And I fought against it. And my wife's like, no, we're in terrible financial condition. We're gonna give this a shot. So our first month as coaches, we made about $700. And at that time, the bank notified us that if we didn't start making our house payment, that they were going to go into foreclosure. And so in our first couple of weeks as coaches, we made about $700. Our second month, we made about $1,200, which our mortgage payment was $1,200. It saved our house at that time, and we were able to start rebuilding something. But just like Jackie and Tammy shared, last week, one of our coaches posted my picture on Facebook and just shared my story, just to try to inspire people in her life that were struggling with their health. And the very first comment was a lady who was kind of shaming the coach for posting these before and after pictures. And I didn't have a shirt on. I'm sorry if anybody's offended by a man who doesn't have a shirt on. But she said, you share these pictures and you share these stories and it's just about vanity. And I honestly, when I read it, I was angry because that lady didn't know me at all. She'd never met me. I've never met her. But because of the things that I've learned in the last decade, being part of Optavia, I've learned how to control my emotions and control my thoughts and respond in a better way rather than react. So I simply responded and I said, I'm sorry that you feel that way. I suppose that 10 years ago, I felt very similarly to the pictures that my mother-in-law would share of the people who she was helping. And I said, but something that I wish that you could see that we're unable to take pictures of is the changes that happen inside our head and inside of our heart. And I'm like, I wish that I could share with you my true story and how this has changed my life. And so going back to how I started this, we're not here to convince you, but there are people in your world that only you can help because they trust you. They love you. If you're to refer them to one of the coaches, the coach who invited you on this call, most of the time they're going to be like, oh yeah, I'll look into that. And they're never going to call us. They're going to continue to struggle in their life. The reason that I wake up and I do what I do every single day is because I remember what my struggle felt like. And if I can save somebody from their struggle and save someone from ever thinking that this life isn't worth living, I'm going to talk to that person, I'm going to share with that person, and I'm going to do whatever is within my power to help that individual to feel the way that I do now. So I could go on and on the entire week, but you guys don't want to hear me all week. So that's my story.
Love it. Well, we can invite you back another time to share. Thank you so much. Jared's story is so amazing to me. And I've watched, they've been my friends almost the whole time that they've been health coaches. I think I've known them 9 years and they've been coaches for 10. And I have seen, I can bear witness of that change in here and their hearts, because I know them as different people and I've seen their hearts grow. I always think of the Grinch. Sorry, Jared. Your heart grew 3 sizes at least. So we want to share one last amazing story or comments from another one of our team members who I love, and even though he may be 10 years younger than me, he's taught me a ton. So Justin Tolman, can you share with us?
Yeah, can you hear me okay? Okay, perfect. So I may be 10 years younger, but you look a lot better than I do. So, but thanks guys, Jared, Fullers, Jackie, Tammy, everyone that shared on here really quick. So one of the favorite words that we like to use here within the community and as coaches, we like to use the word explore, right? Let's just explore what the possibilities are, or let's explore some of the questions that you might have or some of the curiosities that you might have, right? So obviously you're on here to explore what those are, right? We're not going to be able to go over pay structures or documentation or a lot of specifics or anything right now at all. But you know who can help you with those things? The person that invited you to come on here and explore, right? And so we would invite you guys to reach back out to whoever invited you and say, hey, here's my questions. Here's what caught my attention. Yeah, I'd like to explore more, right? Just like Jared said, we're not trying to convince anybody. And it's kind of comical because, you know, when we go out and do things every single day, you know, it's almost like we either have to be 100% in or we're 100% out. You know, we can dabble in it and see if it's a good fit for us, and we can dabble in it and check it out as long as we need to, because just like a lot of the stories that you've heard on right now, it took a lot of people a long time before they were even fully committed with their own health, with the program itself, or anything, right? And so we would just invite you guys to use this as just one more stepping stone to get some questions answered, to get the kind of information that you need to see if this might be a good fit for you. And the amount of faces and people that we have right here on the Zoom, it's actually pretty cool. And there is an awesome community. I've got some really good friends on here right now that I was on the phone with just today, laughing and joking and having a good time, right? And so with that being said, I've got a really cool story. Basically, I'm just like anybody. I found the program. I accepted the core principles that it has, and I decided to pay it forward. And it really is that simple. And so just wanted to say thanks, guys, for being on here, and turn it back over to our hosts, John and Kat Fuller.
Awesome. And one of the things I love about you, Justin, is you saw the value in the program and had already lost your weight. You didn't have a weight loss story. And so some of you might be thinking, well, I don't really have any weight to lose. Or I don't have a story. And that doesn't matter, because Justin has helped a ton of people, and he just embraced the system. It was actually what he did before, just simplified, which I think most everyone on here knows. If you have questions and you're totally confused about the program, then talk to the person who invited you. But we wanted to just open it up for a couple minutes. I know we wanted to stay under 30, but we're gonna just open it up for a couple minutes of questions. If anyone has any questions they want to ask, just take yourself off mute or raise your hand and I'll take you off mute.
Wave your hand really dramatically and Kat will take you off mute if you have a question. And don't be scared, we love questions.
Yep.
And this is a no judgment zone, by the way. So if you do have a question and you're like, oh my gosh, this question's brewing in me, but I feel a little bit nervous, ask anyway. No one here is going to make any judgment at all. There's people on here. Some people are coaches like barely. Some people have been coaches for a while. And a lot of people on here have no experience at all with coaching and they want to know more. So
Yep.
You're all in the same boat. There's somebody in your boat right now if you have a question.
Anyone?
And I guarantee if you have the question, other people are thinking it too. They're wondering the same thing. So don't be shy.
I guarantee if you have a question that one of us coaches asked that question.
Yeah.
Some of us more than
We
once.
can, yeah. If anything comes up, let us know. Yeah, Tiff, hold on, I'll unmute you, and I will not remove you, don't worry. Okay.
So I haven't started the program yet. And I'm just confused on, like, how would somebody like me get people to do this with me when I haven't even tried it yet?
That is an awesome question. I love that question. Do you have people on your heart who care, that you care about? That, I mean, have you heard enough about the program that you kind of go, oh, well, this might be interesting?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And I have people in mind. I just, they're going to be like, you know, like, well, what has it done for you? Well, nothing, because, you know, I haven't done anything yet. I don't know. I just.
So, hey, Tiffany, have you ever focused on your health before, like done a diet or a nutrition plan or an exercise program?
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay. Have you ever had someone that you did it with, a gym buddy or a running partner, anything like that?
Maybe sort of, but not like all the way. It's usually just mostly been on my own, but I've had, like, you know, I've gone to the gym with like friends and my sister and stuff before.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, they're seeking for people to do something with. They don't want to focus on their health feeling like they're out on an island, like Kat said earlier. They want to feel community and connection. Do you have any kids?
Yes.
Okay. So when you, how many kids do you have?
6, but the youngest is 15.
What?
I don't have little kids.
You're not old enough to have a 15-year-old as your youngest.
My oldest is 26.
No way.
I'm a grandma.
Holy cow. You look great for having grandkids. So
I'm a young grandma. I was a young mom, so I'm a young grandma.
Okay. So your 6 kids, did you go and hunt down a doctor to deliver your kids that had the most babies?
No, I had the same doctor deliver every single one of my kids.
Man or woman?
A man.
Has he ever had a baby himself?
Well, obviously not.
Obviously not. So why would you ever go to someone who doesn't know what it's like to carry a baby to term and deliver a baby?
Well, because I was very young and my mother took me to this doctor. And
Okay, so you're just following directions, right?
yeah, I was only 17, so I was like, okay, I didn't know what I was doing, you know, but he was a good doctor. He delivered all my kids, so.
Okay, good. We do things all the time with people who haven't done it themselves yet or are on the same path, right? A lot of my wife and I, like I had lost a little bit of weight, but I just started coaching. My mother-in-law, she started coaching a week into her 35 pounds of weight loss. We have a coach who lost 208 pounds. She started coaching when she had lost about 40 pounds. Nobody knew that she was losing weight until she had lost about 75. People said mean things to her, like, hey, why don't you try your own program? And she said, you know what? I am. I'm super proud. I've lost 40 pounds, and I just want people to just link up with me so that we can strengthen each other.
Yeah.
We actually have a saying with coaching. Sorry, Justin. Go ahead first, Justin. I'll throw that in a minute.
Yours is just a saying. What was your saying? Just kidding.
You just have to be one bar ahead of your clients.
Yeah, exactly. So another really powerful word in the English language is let's. Not I, not you, but let's. Like, let's do this together, right? And so when I started coaching, I had never done the program either. And it was super powerful to say, you know what, I'm doing this cool new thing. Let's do it together. And a lot of people that we find that are doing the program say, well, I really want to hit my goal weight before I start helping people, right? Or I really want to accomplish this. I mean, it really doesn't matter if you haven't quite started yet. It doesn't matter if you're halfway through your journey or if you did hit your goal, right? They're all wonderful times because credibility doesn't come when you hit your goal. Credibility comes as you have the ability to reach out and help someone else and have the tools, resources, and empathy to do so. That's where the credibility comes from. And so just say, let's do this together.
I love that.
I love that.
And I love
I'm going to make him do it with me.
Hi.
Yeah.
That's my husband. He's watching in the background.
And I love what Jared and Justin are both talking about then is you went to your doctor because he was empathetic to you. You felt like you connected with him to some degree. You wouldn't have kept going to him if after the first baby if you had a terrible experience. So you had a good experience with your doctor. He didn't birth any babies, but he had the expertise you needed. And that's what Justin was just saying. You've got the tools and the resources. And as a coach, we teach you how to help other people, and we help you know what you need to do and say. So it's not like you don't come into this being like, I got to be an expert. You come into it literally one bar ahead of the people you help, or even equal bars, right? There are seriously a lot of people that get started together. Let's just do this thing together. We're going to get our first bar the same day, the same time. We're linking arms. And that's what I love about our community is we link arms and really do this thing together. You look at all these faces on here. None of us are better than anyone else. We're all doing this together. Some of us might have strengths in one area that others of us don't. And so we come together as a community to be stronger together. And I love that I could go around this and name every person that I know and find a strength that they bring that I can't even begin to tell you that I'm good at, because I don't have to be. I have so many other people around me that are good at it. We just work together to help a lot of people. And that's what I love. Any other questions? And I'm excited for you too to get started. That's amazing. Any other questions from anyone?
I mentioned in one of the Facebook groups about doing this program with having Hashimoto's, and the lady, I commented on her picture, she said that with having Hashimoto's, a lot of times this is the only program that works. Do you guys have any experience with that?
We helped a lot of people with Hashimoto's.
It is a really good program for people that have Hashimoto's.
Yeah, and I have thyroid issues, and I lost 35 pounds in 4 months.
Yeah, just because I never had weight issues until like my thyroid started going out of whack, and then it just seems like everything I've done ever since then, nothing has like worked at all. So that's just gotten frustrating.
Yeah. It does, but there's hope, I promise. And I was sure I was going to be the one person it didn't work for. I was like, I'm going to try your program, but I'm going to be the one person it doesn't work for. And guess what? Yeah. It worked.
And Tiffany, I don't know if you saw the comment here, but Whitney said in the comments, I have Hashimoto's and it's amazing. I mainly had energy issues and have felt a million times better in just 3.5 weeks.
Whitney's rocking.
Thank you for sharing.
I'll share this. My wife and I, in 10 years, we've helped more than 1,400 people personally with everything from Hashimoto's to diabetes to anything that you can imagine. Really. And actually, I learned a new one the other day. It's a genetic mutation that I didn't know the name of it before, but 1,400 personal clients and our team of coaches has impacted more than 40,000 people. I've never, ever known someone who followed the program that it did not work for. If you adapt the program, if you change the program, you're going to change your results. But if you follow the program, you will get results.
And I love what you said. I think I'm actually going to wrap up with this, is over 40,000 lives impacted. And that's what it's really about, is whose life can you improve? Whose life can you give hope to? Whose life can you impact in a positive way? And that's really what's become our life. And this is what we do for a living. And we love what we do. We were business owners before, not even remotely like this. He owned a regular business that had walls and cubicles and stuff. And this is so much more fulfilling, and the lives that we've impacted have kept us strong and kept us going and made our life better. So
you guys, appreciate you hopping on. For those of you that are not coaches but are really seriously considering this, reach out to the person that invited you, like Justin said. We'd be glad to answer any other questions that you have. Also, immediately following this, we're actually going to do just a little bit of some stuff with active coaches right now. Yeah. You're welcome to stay on if you'd like. If you don't have time to stay on or whatever, you're welcome to hop off. You just tap your screen and there's a button that says leave the meeting. But we're glad all of you could come.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.